I just really want to, like, kind of make a statement about yesterday's testimony, because when the mayor got up, he was apologizing to all of you that we were there testifying. And I myself prepared testimony because I got an email from my new councilwoman's office, and I saw that there was a provision for public testimony in the agenda yesterday. So that's why we were all here yesterday. And I'm sorry if we were there the wrong time, and we'll just have to come back again and talk about all that stuff. The planning department's been already meeting for months and months on recovery, and they have a detailed list of what people need to recover. You heard about that yesterday. Ms. Leloy recognized that, and she asked if anything could be done to help us sooner rather than later. What does not help the residents to recover is spending a lot of money on a study geared towards helping the large landowners and the industrial business interests in Lower Puna push the rest of us out. You know, we have plans, our own economic plans to recover, and we just need our roads. It's obvious to us in Puna and Pahoa that we're not on your favorite list. We didn't even get a lava viewing area. And so because of that, over a dozen businesses have closed in Pahoa. And it's just, you know, we're not getting anything. We want our help. And so moving to Bill 10, adding $32 million for island-wide lava flow damage projects. I'm glad that we got the $32 million or almost $33 million for the lava flow projects, but I'm worried about why it says island-wide lava flow damage, because the lava flow and the earthquake damage and all the roads, and that was all in the Puna district. And so the money should not be used in Hilo. It shouldn't be used in Kona, or to do things that aren't related to lava damage.
To drive to where we are, it's 40 minutes. If we had an emergency, whoever it was for, they would be dead before anybody got there. And if they would even get there, because driving up Noni Farm Road is not a thrill. It takes 10 minutes to go 1 mile because of how the road is. Even if somebody was just off of Railroad or Cinder, we're still talking 30 minutes to get there. It's not safe. It's just not safe. And so I go back to talking about something that was in Resolution 732, and that's opening up railroad to Hawaiian shores. If railroad could be opened yesterday, truthfully, in a sense, it's ready, or mostly ready. It's an emergency route. We're under an emergency proclamation. It should be opened.
Basically, we're not going anywhere. I am a lifelong resident of Lower Puna, and we have a 9-acre farm that we cannot access, and a home. Farming is a labor of love, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of work and a deep love for working on the land to get it to what we have today. And I'm sure a lot of the farmers that have farms in that area feel the same way. Right now, I think the reason why we continue to give that squeaky wheel the grease is because we're being driven by a fear of loss. We've already lost so much with Kapoho being gone, all of our recreational safe swimming areas gone. A lot of people lost their homes during the brush fires. That could all happen very easily again, and we don't want to lose what we have left. I'm very sorry for the families and friends that have lost everything in the flow. We lost my dad's house, we lost my mom's house in the flow, and we feel so fortunate that our place still exists, and we just want to get home as soon as possible. And the Highway 132 route would be just makes the most sense. It's the most logical route for everybody to be able to get home to their properties and farms going that way. It'll relieve the government beach road from all the cinder trucks and traffic going through there. I mean, I don't know if any of you have actually driven out there, but people that do have to get up to Noni Farms Road and everybody that lives off of Railroad, it's a very long, tiring drive in and out of there. The potholes, it's one lane, it's a horrible road, and I just feel like if 132 got open, it would just relieve everyone so much. And I know we've, everyone's speaking on wanting 132 we've been so adamant, but there's so much reason for it. And thank you very much for opening Pohoiki Road. Everybody's appreciative of being able to go to the beach again.
Hello, my name is Scott Malis. I'm a resident of Kapoho. I'd like to talk today logic and science, and I'm going to refute some of the things that I heard Mayor Kim say yesterday. And with aloha, you're one of my neighbors there, and we've all went through a great loss. However, this eruption is POW, and I would bet my entire insurance check on it. I am very clear on it. When I evacuated, I ended up evacuating to a Hilo professor's house that he took in 6 HVO scientists and me into his house. I got to sit there with 7 scientists, volcanologists, during the entire eruption and pick their brains every day. I wrote many articles about the eruption. I was warning people when it was happening, what was going on. And on August 11th, I wrote a viral piece explaining why on science level I felt that this eruption was truly POW. I honestly feel like the 6-month thing that he's talking about is completely arbitrary. Why it's 6 months and not 3 months or 4 months or 1 week? The science says that it's over. There are no gases that say that it's still continuing. SO2 gas comes up when the lava is within, or the magma is less than 0.6 miles below the surface. The SO2 readings are extremely low. There's no deformation. There's no earthquakes. There is nothing indicating that this eruption is going to start again. And the summit has collapsed, and all the volume that went out of the summit came out of Fissure 8 and 20 and 22. That source of that eruption is now POW. There is no more summit like chamber that way. There is no Pu'o lava lake anymore. The mechanisms that created this eruption are now not there anymore. To act as if they're there is really kind of just being paranoid, and not looking at the real science of what's going on with the eruption and where everything's at with it. In terms of the Lower East Rift Zone, there was a big event in 1790. There was then 50 years until 1840 till there was another event. And then from 1840 to 1955, there was a 115-year break in the Lower East Rift Zone. Then there was only a 5-year break. So the break could be anywhere from 5 years to 115 years. That's just going on recorded history of, so there's no like, oh, it's going to start again. And let me be clear, even after the 5-year event went from 1955 to 1960, it wasn't the 1955 events re-erupting. It was a brand new event somewhere else. And so any future event that happens in the Lower East Rift Zone will be a new event. And so the last thing I please want to just say really quick is that I know a lot of people are saying if PGV can have a road, why can't we have a road? I want to take a different slight perspective on that. If PGV has all these scientists and they have a red phone to HVO, and if they're willing to put their money into that, they believe that this is over enough to put their own money into a road, that should really give us the confidence that we can put our money into a road the same way.
Thank you.
With
Thank
the
you for your
same
testimony.
confidence. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your testimony. It's been moved by Council Member, let me say this right, Kane Ali'i Kleinfelder, and seconded by Council Member David. So we ask if Mayor Kim, will you please come forward?
Thank you.
Thank you.
But if you could organize yourself as a group, I'd gladly meet with you in my office or any other meeting place to go over in detail some of the things that you talked about. I'll cover something real briefly because of the calls I got today. Are just misleading again. To those, and you know there were several vacation land people, even if the county road was finished, which is going to take a while, as soon as we go ahead on those roads, all of the roads abutting 132, 137 Pahika Road are private, the subdivision. So I'll just speak on vacation land and end it there. That's about a 0.7 mile stretch between 137 and the beginning of vacation land. All of that has to be paid by them. All of that has to be resurveyed. Every single lot has to be resurveyed, and all the zigzag roads in there, which my property was one of them, has to be surveyed and redone by the association. I have been talking to the association because it's an association decision whether they want to go back or not, because they have to pay for it. And they're the one that will have to make the application to FEMA for that. And they will be eligible for possible 75% reimbursement. That is still millions of dollars. Those are the things we can cover in private meetings. By private, I mean within the office. You can invite anybody that can fit into the room. In regards to the last thing on it, Ms. Steiner, I think you misunderstood what I was apologizing for. I wasn't apologizing for your ability to come and address the council. I was apologizing to the council for taking the blame because they said statement made of your irresponsibility. You know they said that. I was apologizing for you taking the blame for that when the authority and decision was mine and not yours.